Well, Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok, which I am not familiar with, is facing some international criticism after being linked to creating sexually explicit and AI-manipulated images. Governments and regulators in Europe and Asia are cracking down on sexually explicit content generated by Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok on X, launching probes, imposing bans, demanding safeguards, and a growing global push to curb illegal material is in the works, it seems.
You know, I saw this. I saw Grok on X actually issue an apology. So this AI bot issued an apology, but Malaysia and Indonesia have blocked Grok over these deep fakes that it generated.
So I thought that, and maybe I'm naive, that all these AI chat boxes were creating these images. I mean, what is specific to Grok?
I think part of it might be that they're that it's just available on an open platform. So it's part of X. It's like the AI chatbot in X. So you can say, hey, at Grok, is this true? Or which person did this? So when you ask it to create images, it's out there in the public. It's not even just for private use, which is, I think, one of the issues.
So and it seems like if you're a creator or owner of one of these sites and you're getting shut down or regulated by Europe and Asia, you're probably going to change that particular problem, because America's next and who knows where else it's going in the world. I mean, you just can't. I mean, I understand the whole First Amendment thing, but that's not worldwide. And people have often just thought that there's so much room for just creativity and putting whatever you want on the internet. But it seems more and more, Holly, that we're reining that in through whatever. I mean, everybody's starting to go, what's happened with the internet's gone a little bit too far.
Yeah, we have talked about that so often on our show about AI-generated images, and I'll just pull it back to Utah. It's illegal to generate and distribute AI pornography, whether it's child sex abuse material or adult revenge porn kind of things. So I'm looking at a Reuters article that was just published. In fact, it was just updated 7 minutes ago. And the UK now is launching an investigation into X and saying that they will have a new law making it an offense to create sexual deepfakes. That law is coming into force this week. And so they are going to use it against X and its AI chatbot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a creative problem that people can do these images and they're very offensive. But it's another thing when it causes harm to another person. But I just assumed that the deep fake images could be done by any of these AI.
So I don't know if other AI chatbots will generate these type of images, to be honest. But I do know, like, if we're talking about just here locally, the Utah law was making an assumption that that these images were being generated by people, maybe with the assistance of artificial intelligence or some kind of photo editing software or something, but that they were being generated by people. And this is something that is just generated by AI.
Yeah, and it's spread throughout the world. I mean, India's ministry sent a formal notice on January 2nd to Grok, to Musk, I guess, saying you need to take this down or they presumably pull you off the internet. And they've said that they've blocked access to Grok in while this occurs. I mean, they've said that it's meant to protect women and children from AI-generated fake pornography content, citing Indonesia's strict anti-pornography laws.
So here's something that X has done. They have made a change. So somewhere around the end of last week, between Thursday and Friday, if you are a subscriber, so you're a paid subscriber to X, you can do image generation and editing, but you're restricted. It will not digitally undress people to paid subscribers. However, there is an edit image button on images that are uploaded to X by anybody, and any user can use Grok to edit the image. So it only helps in one way, right? Like, it helps with a particular question, but it doesn't help prevent other users from being inappropriate.
And I completely understand the harm that this can cause to especially young people when and I don't know, we've even had like, who was it, Taylor Swift, other important, more notoriety, more noted people that are the victims of these generated
artificial images
and what that does for their reputation, what that does to them just personally. It's so offensive.
Yeah, it's there's an article in the New York Times that says, look, there's one easy solution to the AI porn problem. And they say that the easy solution is, I think, to sue.
Yeah. Or to shut them down. I mean, if you're the regulator of a country, you shut them down in your country. That's a huge loss to Grok. Yeah. That's a huge loss to X. I mean, they don't want to be to the point where they're arguing with various countries about their right to publish artificially created, pornography.
Yeah, right. So again, it's an issue for Elon Musk, and it seems like there's a little bit of effort from the X team, but at the same time, they also noted that their engagement is the highest ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to AI. We've been talking about this for a while now, and I don't want to hit it too hard, but that I've used this before, but that genie is so far out of the bottle, it's hard to put too much of it back in. And AI is such a brilliant idea. It's such an innovative concept. I mean, I used it this weekend for some things that I was working on. You kind of try to. I know my wife taught me. Well, she did, and then she gave it to me. She did a cut and paste and sent me some things. I'm like, will you look up this? And she did, and it was interesting. I mean, I had to tweak some things. I had to find some things, but I'm starting to work my way into the idea that AI is maybe not such a bad thing.
Yeah, it's things that started with like, quote, put her in a bikini, and then it just goes from there, right? And there's lots of people who have asked, so whether it's consensual or not, and most of them are not consensual, but a lot of people have asked, for example, photo editors to say, okay, well, can you remove the bags under my eyes? Can you take away my wrinkles? Can you fix like even my daughter who does she takes photos and she will swap heads so that you have a child with their eyes open instead of closed, right? When you've got the whole family picture, those types of things. And it just seems like it's just not that far of a leap to start going into, hey, now can you put me in a bikini? Can you put my girlfriend in a bikini? Can you put this random, celebrity in a bikini? And then it goes from there.
Right. Yeah. And it's one thing to be able to, like for me, when I have my photograph taken, I always tell them, can you fix the wrinkles?
I know, right?
But I don't tell them to make me 6 inches taller or, more fit or something like that.
This texter has a question, by the way, and I don't know the answer to it, but I think it's a really good one. Aren't humans responsible for programming AI? So why wouldn't he, and I'm assuming he means Elon Musk, make it so every AI software has to have regulation on it that prohibits the ability to generate certain images?
Would be very easy. Well, I mean, I think that's an absolute possibility.
What's the argument against it? Free speech?
Yes.
Like, what is that?
Right. I mean, because it's not all harmful. I mean, you can generate an image of your girlfriend with a halo over her head, or you know what I mean, like that.
Well, right, but we're specifically talking about sexually explicit.
And I think that is where they'll go. But you have to define that as well. I mean, you have to make sure that you're not throwing too much of it out. But yes, I think that texture is exactly right, and that's probably the future of what these groups are going to have to do in the future to keep that out.
I don't even know, right? But at least you've got other countries like Europe they've really been, I think, at the forefront of regulating social media companies, and they're serious. I mean, they've imposed some really big fines, and they get some of the biggest companies in the world to comply because they're taking it really seriously. And I think in the U.S., we kind of equivocate a little bit and go back and forth.
Yeah, so if money's on the line, they'll change.
We'll see. Yeah.